If you're seeing this before May 17th, listen up. We have a Sun and Uranus conjunction coming through in Taurus. So it'll be illuminating our resources and our resource of self, anything second house, our Venus placement. Also, we did just have a new moon in Taurus. That's what we're still in for this moon cycle. So anything that's been within the moon cycle that you've been a little bit maybe like, what is this about? There'll be illumination on that day. And then right after this conjunction, on the 18th, the moon is going to be conjunct Pluto in Aquarius, which is ruled by Uranus, so we're going to still be feeling the effects of this Uranus-Sun conjunction. For those of you who work with the primordial beings, for those of you who get prophecies and premonition, for those of you who talk with nature, okay, that for me in my practice would be considered working with the primordial beings. So discern, because it could be different depending on what you practice, who you are, and where you practice, that's true. But the primordial beings, that's a focal point of this. Uranus is the primordial being aspect in astrology. And because Pluto is retrograde right now, in Aquarius, where Uranus partially rules over with Saturn, we're going to have a change in the pattern. Things are about to be a little bit different. Pluto retrograde is all about harvest. It's about making sure that things that have been done can be unbound and we can kind of reconsider what do we want to do now with Pluto related things in our chart and in our life. Uranus, though, is the creator of the order. It is the creator of the pattern. It is the parental being that comes before Saturn. And Saturn is already like a really big deal, you know? So because Uranus comes before the order, it's the creator of the order, then we're about to get some things that rearrange a little bit, feel a little bit strange. I recommend on a personal level, if you want to look at your Uranus placement, that's going to be really helpful for this. Also, if you have anything in Taurus or Aquarius related, those are also going to be influenced by this conjunction. And then if you're looking at the house structures, 2nd and 11th house placements. Now that we have that covered, something is about to be discovered in your life. Discovered. A cover is about to come off, okay? Discovered. You're about to learn something. It's not just an uncovering, you're discovering something. Taking the cover off and learning about what it is. The creator of the order is about to be with the sun, which means that there's about to be a new order created. And with Pluto retrograde right now, we're bringing in these harvests. There's an end coming up. Oh golly. Which means there's also a new beginning, okay? So with an end and a new beginning coming up. Again, this is happening on May 17th. And we're just coming off of a full moon in Scorpio, which by goodness, by golly, it's been a lot over here. Don't know about you, but I know about me. It's been quite a lift. A gift and a lift. So the remnant effects of that full moon in Scorpio, anything you are working on in the full moon in Scorpio May 12th, there's going to be kind of a revisit and more illumination, more discovery, some redirectional things that are happening around this conjunction time, May 17th. And when we get to the moon in Aquarius, we'll be going into a 3rd quarter moon time. So we're going to have some direction on some closings anyways with the moon and it being with Pluto. So do expect some endings. These ends are going to be a friend. These things are things that you've been meaning to leave behind, or it could be secrets that come to the surface where you're like, oh, I didn't even realize that was still around me and it was trying to unground me, so let me let it go now. It's a very transformational moon cycle, and with the new moon in Taurus with Uranus earlier this month, April 27th actually, so earlier, like less than a month from now, but anyways, not to get too technical, but always in the specifics. This whole moon cycle, because of Uranus with the new moon, is supposed to be a little bit unpredictable. It's supposed to create some new order in our lives with fertility and expansion and abundance and resources. And thank goodness, okay, thank the God. So we're expecting some change in this moon cycle anyways. This just happens to be the day, May 17th, with this conjunction with Uranus and Taurus, where the change has changed. Things that have been changing, we're changing direction. We're looking at something different. Things that you've been working on that have been a little bit unexpected, now you're in a new chapter. The shift with the primordial beings sometimes is a little bit subtle, but because it's the primordial beings, there's not usually room for rebuttal. Like, no, I'm not doing this. Usually, if the spirits of primordial come through, you could still say no if you want to, okay? There is choice in this world, thank goodness. But usually, at least in my practice, when the primordial beings come through, that's authority that's above the both of us. It's above the systems, it's above the institutions, it's beyond us, it's beyond me. That's why I say usually there's not room for rebuttal. If the primordial beings are coming around to tell me stuff in my practice, let me sit my butt down and listen, because I usually don't have another option. So awareness, I suppose, within that area of expertise or experience within my life. Just something to, learn about, earn about, whatever you need to do. Uranus and Pluto in Aquarius is definitely authority that is bigger than me and you. So with the sun being conjunct Uranus, especially if you're someone who's been working with the prophecies of, like, how do I say this? Anything Spirit's been bringing to you that has to do with Pluto and Aquarius, and you're like, I should probably keep this a secret. This is probably just for me. There's probably going to be some insight around those things as well. So keep it tight. Again, maybe don't tell anybody about it, but the change is changing. Things that we've been changing, we're in a different sort of change now. We're creating new order, which means there's going to be an end and a beginning. And it'll have to do with the Taurus energy of the fertility and the expansion of resources, money things also, and how we relate to community within those spaces with Pluto in Aquarius. And sort of our contracts and our deals within those spaces as well. So there could be some contracts that come to an end and get rebound up. That one might be very, very discern if that one is for you. Contracts is kind of a big, I don't want to call it a specialty in magic, but it kind of is. It's like an area of study. So if you're studying contracts right now, or you're learning about Pluto and contract stuff, that one might be more applicable than maybe if you're not. There's a couple different perspectives you could take on Pluto stuff, and contracts is one of them. So yeah, that's that. Change is changing. We're about to have a new creation of order come through. There's going to be some switch up, some change up. So just be ready to have a little bit of a shift in your direction. We got to get back on track, or the track is new. There's a new direction. There's a new space. Change is changing. Also, there could be some prophecy stuff that comes to an end, which means there's going to be a beginning. Listen to the subtle energies. The subtle energies on the May 17th are going to be more illuminated than they normally are. So if ever you were to have, and this is going to depend on your gifts, spiritually speaking, but if you ever were to have premonitions where you're like, whoa, I have not experienced that yet. I know for myself, I get those time markers sometimes where I'm like, oh, that's definitely in the future. I haven't seen that yet, but I'll see you when I get there. If you ever have that kind of stuff come through, this could be a day where something is illuminated to you. So gratitude, reverence, and love to you. Keep up your brew. Keep doing what you need to do. I will too, as I always do. It's true. Yeah, and I'll talk to you soon. I'm looking forward to this conjunction. This whole moon cycle has been, it's Scorpio and Taurus, so of course it's going to be intense. But I'm looking forward to this. I think it's going to bring the illumination that we really need to make the changes that are necessary for us. And with the chaos aspect of things, sometimes the primordial beings are fun. Sometimes they're not. It depends. So if there's any reason for you to get caught spiritually, definitely be on the lookout. Might not be a fun time, but if you're someone who's been working on making sure that your relationship with nature and with the primordial beings is in the order that it needs to be in for you and what you're going through in your practice, then there's probably going to be some pretty good things that come through with this conjunction. So yeah, that's it. I'll talk to you soon.